I'd suggest bringing a sleeping bag and plenty of food and water, as the climb is pretty exhausting and it's difficult to get supplies in the village.
Our mules are a bit tired, so we've gotten off and are walking up this part of the road by ourselves. And as you can see, it gets a bit steep here, so you better make sure that you watch your step when you're on your way up.
If you don't have to lug heavy equipment around like us, why not try to walk the way there? It's a different kind of feeling, and you'll get more time to enjoy the whole experience and admire your beautiful surroundings.
哎，你好，怎么样？可以坐吗？
可以的，
可以，
你们是走上来的还是骑上来的？
走上来徒
哎呦
步的，
太累了吧？还走了多久了？
早上
3-4个小时了吧？
3-4个小时。
对对对。
那我们已经一半了哈，所以应该还在上3个小时。
不知道多少，反正就是
下山就2个小时吧，现在上去应该还要1个小时吧，应该。
啊。This climb is around 3-4 hours long, but luckily for us, there are lots of pit stops along the way, and I'm going to come here to have a bit of a breather. 你们都是一起的吗？哦，是导游哈，对对对。你们那个一直走上累不累啊？
刚开始有点累，上来的时候到中央其实不会真的。
哦，还好了呢。
Though it might look simple, having fried rice this high up in the mountains is an incredible luxury. Even the water here had to be carried up by someone.
Sometimes the best food that you can ever have, the best food you can ever hope for, is instant noodles, and at this moment, it tastes so good. You don't know how good this tastes.
It's actually pretty tiring to go up by mule, and riding for several hours at a time can burn you out, especially since you don't stop to rest as often.
We've reached the peak of the mountain that we were climbing, and now I've got the prayer flags fluttering all around me, and I can see clearly the peaks of the Meili Snow Mountain Range. This place is so nice.
I was elated to reach the top of our mountain, and I've no doubt that countless climbers have felt the same way as they looked on at Meili's impressive snowy range.
My wrangler just told me if you can see that kind of white speck up there, that's a frozen lake, and above it is a glacier, and it will take you around a day's worth to try and get there from Yubong village. That was also the site of the rather tragic Sino-Japanese expedition where 17 climbers lost their life trying to climb these sacred mountains above.
After 5 hours by mule, Yubong was a sight for sore eyes indeed. I can only imagine how Tibetan pilgrims might feel when they finally arrive here after several days of walking. Although still relatively unspoilt, Yubong has become a hotspot for backpackers, and there are now several guest houses to choose from, and you can find them in both Upper and Lower Yubong. Mind you, there are no restaurants here, so your only option is to dine at your guest house, which is actually a pretty good idea. With everyone gathered together giving the place a cheerful and lively atmosphere, you'll soon find yourself making friends with your neighbours.
So, where are you from?
So I'm from France,
Yeah.
near Lyon.
Okay.
Southeast of France.
Okay, brilliant. How did you find out about this place?
Actually, it's my wife.
Oh, okay.
Found out.
Nice.
So I just said her that I wanted to go to the mountains.
Yeah.
And in deep China, and so
Ah, lovely. Newly married?
yeah,
Ah, so this is your honeymoon?
yeah, exactly.
Ah, brilliant, brilliant.
That night, everyone went to bed in high spirits, and after they'd all left, I found myself entranced by the night sky. Never in my life had I seen the stars with such clarity, and I sat outside for hours watching the visible Milky Way. My wrangler told me that Kawakapo is the guardian deity of the Kagyu sect, and with Meili's peaks towering above the village, it really does feel like this place is being protected.
Morning, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. How do you feel about this place?
This is a home for us.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we can truly call this a home.
Oh, brilliant. You're from America, right?
Yes, we are.
How does this compare to the mountains and the glaciers in America?
Well, the glaciers and mountains in America and here, they're equally beautiful and majestic, but this place has a spirit, has a culture.
Okay.
And where the culture is, there's a spirit. This place has a lot of people singing, dancing, drinking. It's
a lot more
place
lively.
It's a carnival, and it truly has a really lively spirit.
Cool,
We
awesome.
love it. We love it.
Well, it's an absolutely glorious day. It's still early in the morning, but the people behind me have come from afar to pay pilgrimage to the holy mountains here. 你们好，加斯勒，加斯，我可以跟你们坐吗？可以坐吗？可以坐。
Although Yubeng now also caters to tourists, its heart truly lies with its pilgrims. This family had come all the way from Basong in Tibet, and it had taken them 4 straight days of walking to get here. While we might see this as an unnecessary burden, they see it as a joyous event. And it's this reason why year after year, tens of thousands of Tibetans come here to do their Kora, their pilgrimage around these sacred mountains.
Morning everyone! As you can see, the weather's slightly changed from yesterday, and we're going to make our way today to the Shen Pool, which roughly translates to sacred waterfall. It's going to be about 6 hours for the round trip, and as you can see, I've got all my worldly possessions on me, and we're going to go and find some wranglers to take us up there.
好，来，5，这是5。 Yeah. So what we did just now is that no one wants to carry the heavy people, so we all draw a raffle ticket. That way it's fairer, and I've got number 5, and he's going to have to bear all of my weight. 好，咱们的马在哪？是吧？哪个？咱们的好。
On the way up to the waterfall, you'll often find katas, which are ceremonial scarves, prayer beads, and items of clothing hung on the trees. They've been left behind by pilgrims as offerings, and can often be their most treasured possessions. It makes you realise just how important this path is for the people that come here. While this might just be a road leading up to a waterfall for us, for devout Tibetan Buddhists, this is the precious path they take on perhaps one of the most important and sacred journeys in their lifetime.
We're on the road to the sacred waterfall, but the scenery around us is breathtaking. If you look around, you've got this entire forest floor covered with moss, and then you've got this carpet of leaves underneath as well, and the rain has started to pour down, and this entire atmosphere is quite mythical, quite mystic as well.
Travelling through this primordial forest, your mind starts to wander, and you can't help but think that you might also be on some kind of spiritual journey.
Our mules are having a rest down there, so we're going to make up the rest of the way by foot. So if we just go through here, we should be at the sacred waterfall in no time.
With the sacred waterfall in sight, I start to think about why Tibetan Buddhists come on these Koras. It might take pilgrims anything from several days to months and even years to complete a Kora, and it's an undeniably tough journey filled with hardships. Even so, these Koras are often the life ambition of Tibetans, and many will sell everything they own to embark on them. For them, it's a spiritual journey filled with rewards, be it in this life or the next, and one they'll gladly repeat given the chance.
We finally arrived at the Shimpo, the mystical waterfall, and though the sacred waterfall took us 3.5 hours to reach, 2 hours by mule and 1.5 by foot, these Tibetans behind me, they will actually circumnavigate this entire place 3 times, and it's not easy.
For the people here, this waterfall is symbolic of their unwavering spiritual belief. Since birth, this firm belief has been instilled in them, and every member of the family, from young to old, knows that they must come on this journey. I was deeply moved by this family, and listening to their powerfully emotional songs, you realise that this is perhaps the happiest moment in their life. For them, they've reached the end of their pilgrimage and arrived at their most important destination, their Shangri-La.
Here ends our journey for this series. We've travelled far and wide and searched for so many different places for what we could call Shangri-La. At each and every step of the way, we've met devout Tibetan Buddhists making their pilgrimage. And I've come to realise through watching them and listening to their hauntingly beautiful songs of prayer that it's a kind of spiritual Shangri-La that we're looking for, and something that each and every one of us should look for as well. I'm Taran, and we'll see you on the next episode of Travelogue.